1805. His family recalls an event in which Lalawitika falls into a fire. He collapses, and everyone in his immediate family and in his immediate vicinity believes that he's dead. But he miraculously comes back to life. He wakes up to report a vision of extraordinary breadth and power.
I died and was carried in a dream by the Master of Life down into the spirit world until we came to a parting of the ways. To the right lay the road to paradise, open only to the virtuous few. To the left, I saw an army of forsaken souls stumbling on toward 3 dark houses, fearful dwellings of punishment and pain. I saw unrepentant drunkards forced to swallow molten lead. And when they drank it, their bowels were seized with an exquisite burning. At the last house, their torment was inexpressible. I heard their screams, crying pitifully, roaring like the falls of a great river.
When Lalawathika recovers from his vision, he says that he has come with a message. And the message is, I think, a message of revitalization, of restoration for a people who've lost their way in the way that he had lost his way. He is a reformed individual. He takes a new name for himself, Tenskwatawa, the open door. And the message that he brings, that Indian people can make themselves whole again by rejecting the worst influences that white people have brought to them, hits a powerful chord. It gives people who may have lost hope a new hope. It gives them a direction. It gives them an opportunity to remake themselves, to restore themselves by reviving their Indian culture and identity.
Well, the impact is he reforms instantly. He suddenly doesn't drink anymore. And he is preaching to others now that if you want to save yourselves, you have to have a personal revolution in your way of life.
My children, the Great Spirit bids me to say to you thus: you must not dress like the whites. You must not get drunk. It displeases the Great Spirit.
And he formulated a message that appealed to a great many Shawnee, Delaware, Wyandot, Kickapoo, Potawatomi, because that was their experience at the time. You know, this is a world totally out of balance. And so his vision is the vision for all Native people in a broad way. It's intended for everyone. And as a recovered alcoholic, you know, he could speak to people who had not had that conversion experience, who were still caught up in that cycle of despair.
He took the name Tenskwatawa, the open door, which was a way of, he was suggesting that he was a way that you could reach grace through him. He was a doorway to salvation.
Friends and family members were astonished by the changes that had transformed Lalawetheka almost overnight, and none more so than Tecumseh himself, who all through the fall and winter of 1805 looked on thoughtfully as young men from across the Midwest trooped into their village along the White River in increasing number, drawn by his brother's siren call of renewal, and by his brother himself, who would soon be known simply as the Prophet.
Now, my children, I charge you not to speak of this talk to the whites. The world is not as it was at first, but it is broken. It leans down. And those that are on the slope, from the Chippewas and further, will all die if the earth should fall. Therefore, if they would live, let them send to me 2 persons from each village to be instructed so as to prevent it.
But I think Tecumseh understands that there are a whole bunch of wounded warriors out there. And by wounded, I mean people who are psychologically wounded, people who are culturally wounded. And I think he sees Tenskwatawa's vision as a means of inspiring them to act, to pick up their feet, you know, and to join him. So he parlays Tenskwatawa's vision into that kind of pan-Indian organizational scheme.
And very quickly, as early as 1806, you see a political plan coming into it. Tecumseh is saying we can use this movement to reunify this broken people, the Shawnees, which was a long desired dream of Shawnee leaders, was to bring this scattered tribe together, make them of consequence again.
Sukai!